When Kevin Costner's character John Dutton's destiny was ultimately revealed in Yellowstone, it was unsurprisingly contentious. The news of Kevin Costner's departure from Yellowstone was shocking when it was announced in May 2023, when the actor departed the popular series to film his intended four-part Western drama Horizon. Many were curious about how the show would handle Costner's characters. It was now revealed in Yellowstone Season 5 Part 2 that Dutton, played by Costner, died off-screen from what appeared to be a suicide. Actually, this revelation shouldn't have come as a major shock, because it would have been very difficult to rationally explain Dutton's absence for the rest of the season. The fact that Costner would not be going back to Yellowstone was also made apparent, but the manner in which Dutton's death occurred is more problematic than the fact that it did. Disappointment was swiftly expressed on social media by fans, and Costner himself offered his opinion through SiriusXM's The Michael Smith Show program, saying that Dutton's murder doesn't make me want to rush to go see it. With his children Beth, Case, and Case racing to John's house only to discover it overrun by police, Yellowstone's Desire Is All You Need doesn't waste any time in setting up Dutton's death. John's body is discovered upstairs by Case and Beth, although his face is never shown, and the evidence suggests that Dutton killed himself with a pistol. Some viewers detested the suggestion that Dutton would commit himself because he was a powerful character in Taylor Sheridan's Yellowstone universe, and had already escaped several assassination attempts. However, a lot of these instinctive, unfavorable reactions appear to have occurred right after the disclosure. Beth finds it hard to believe her father would commit suicide, especially when he is about to be impeached as governor. It quickly becomes clear in Desire Is All You Need that Yellowstone's late patriarch was murdered, and that the primary perpetrator is Jamie's late lover's/lawyer, Sarah Atwood, Dawn Olivieri. After discussing John's murder in the mid-season finale of Yellowstone Season 5, Sarah did meet with an enigmatic group to plan John's demise. Sarah is informed by this group that committing suicide was the cleanest choice open to them. Nonetheless, the death of John will only motivate Beth, Case, and Rip, Cole Hauser, to permanently remove Jamie. Desire Is All You Need makes it very evident that John was murdered, despite the initial outrage over his passing. Jamie is overwhelmed with guilt at the conclusion for his part in his father's murder. How Yellowstone would handle Costner's exit, or if it was feasible to leave the door open for his possible return, were the subjects of much conjecture. Desire Is All You Need was written by Taylor Sheridan, who adopted a very practical stance, stating right up that Dutton was gone and would never return. In this sense, it is instantly clear that the main focus of Yellowstone will be Beth, Rip, and Case, and that the second half of the season would be driven by retaliation for John's death. Again, it's hardly surprising that some fans reacted so strongly, but killing John so suddenly is a risk. Another option would have been for the episode to hint at Dutton's demise, possibly by showcasing old video of Costner to keep him on the show until his death in the conclusion, or even a subsequent episode. John's death at the start of Season 5's second half is a direct but efficient way to address the issue. Yellowstone benefits from the fact that viewers experience the same abrupt loss as Beth and the others. While the following two episodes will probably deal with their mourning and Dutton's burial, they spend the first episode in shock. However, it won't be long before they turn their attention to ruining Jamie. Costner's departure from Yellowstone was handled in a number of ways. For example, Season 5 might have used a coma or John being summoned away from the ranch as a reason for his absence. These alternatives, however, would have just postponed the inevitable in the absence of a plausible prospect of Costner returning for a further series. As killing the character was the only practical option, it also had to be done off-screen because Costner was unable to return to film a suitable exit. Numerous ideas have been put out regarding the character's departure, such as John passing away in his designated spot on Yellowstone Ranch. Nonetheless, the show's decision to deliver the information so early at least shifts the focus back to its other characters. Sheridan chose the best course of action from a range of poor options for handling John's departure, and his death and legacy will continue to have a significant impact on Yellowstone going ahead. Although the veteran actor was really interested in the role, Sheridan's fleeting desire for Robert Redford for Yellowstone was met with resistance from the network. Although Costner's fame may have diminished since his peak in the 1990s, he remains a cinematic icon, so his decision to front Yellowstone was significant. The series gained a lot of legitimacy from Kevin Costner's Western films, such as Dance with Wolves and Open Range, which also made him a genre hero. Costner always provided a dignified, reassuring presence on Yellowstone, regardless of how ridiculous or soap operatic it was. Nevertheless, it became evident that the series could continue after Costner left with Yellowstone spin-offs like 1883 and 1923, which continued to broaden its content. Killing John Dutton before Yellowstone's conclusion is nevertheless a significant loss, even though it was obviously never the original plan. Dutton's passing undoubtedly begins the new season on a somber note, though it's difficult to predict what the long-term effects of that early departure will be. Though the showrunners knew they had few other options, John Dutton's death in Yellowstone's Desire Is All You Need is likely to continue to cause controversy. Perhaps some believers find it upsetting that the allegedly unbreakable Dutton was so easily defeated. Perhaps it would have been more effective for the series to imply that John was shot dead while battling the intruders after being the victim of a house invasion. If there had been any chance that Costner may be persuaded to return, Season 5 might have chosen to have Dutton vanish as well, with Beth and the others attempting to learn what became of him. Answering the one question that every returning fan had up front was a smart move, even if it wasn't the response they were hoping for. Yellowstone Season 5 is trying to move past Dutton's departure as diplomatically as can given the situation.